right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook.
All right, K-Bone Rice, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I welcome inside the Fan Cave. 412-575-2600 puts you in touch with us. All you got to do is call that number, or you can tweet us tonight at KDPomp at The Pony Express. Andrew Fillipponi joins me from 93.7 The Fan, and we had a busy day, a lot of interesting items. Andrew, beginning with Dwayne Haskins. And I think you put it pretty clearly on your segment on our 415 Sports tonight that, hey, if this is a guy that only has maturity issues, he has a lot of talent. It's not like he can't play. It's more like he has to learn what it takes to play and be effective in the league. It could be a good signing. I see no downside to this signing. Do you?
Well, Bob, and by the way, that tie is just incredible. What a majestic look from you tonight, a regal look.
It's all my
quite
wife,
jealous,
you know.
as a matter of fact.
She
making me
lays it
look
out.
bad. Thanks, Lisa, for that one. I got to be honest with you. I see a little bit of myself in Dwayne Haskins. And no, I don't mean I go after my show after I'm done talking to Mueller right to cheerleaders. That's not what I mean, Bob. What I mean is I had somebody tell me when I was in my early 20s that I was the worst student they had ever had in college. That a professor sat me down and said, in my 30-plus years, you're the worst person I've ever had step through that door. And it was because I wasn't taking my education seriously. I was doing a lot of things at night, into the morning hours, and I was ready to flunk out, Bob. And I needed that wake-up call to remind me that I was there to pursue a career in exactly what we're doing right now, talking sports. And so I say that because I'm hoping, for Dwayne Haskins' sake, that that's what happened to him in Washington, that he took the fact that he was a first-round pick and the millions of dollars that came with that for granted. And everything I hear from him is good kid, but totally immature, had horrible mechanics, not a very good work ethic, was very sloppy, and got cut for it. So if they can turn the light bulb on, and that's not an easy thing to do, Bob. Not everybody is cut out for pro sports. But if they turn that light bulb on, maybe there's something in there. That's happened before. Alejandro Villanueva was signed to one of these contracts, right? Yep. He was a futures consideration guy, long-term project, and he started at left tackle for the Steelers for a long time. So, there's something in there with Haskins. They just got to unlock it.
And with Villanueva, he was playing defense with Philadelphia. Nobody even thought of putting him on the offensive side of the ball, and then the Steelers saw him. Tomlin liked him.
So
and
I
Mike
love the
Munchak
move, Bob.
worked with him. What?
I love the move.
Oh, I do too. I think there's no downside to it other than if he doesn't work out, okay, it doesn't cost much. You have him. But it's unusual, you have to admit, for an NFL team before the end of the second year of a first contract of a first-round pick that they say, enough, we don't want him anymore. They stripped him of his captaincy. There are a lot of things there that we may not even know about. But I hope you're right, because all of us have gone through that. I was never told what you were told by one of your instructors, but I know that I had to clamp down too for my own reasons, and I think we all go through that. But in his case, he's sacrificing millions of dollars.
No doubt. Another great guy to bring up here is Brett Favre, who the Atlanta Falcons gave up on after 1 year for similar issues because he wasn't taking his job seriously, and he was still kind of close to home. And I've heard that's the same issue with Haskins, Bob. Sometimes, it's a good idea to get away from a certain element. And he had a lot of people that were hanging on to him. He grew up right next to the stadium. They looked at him as a savior. And he had a lot of people that were pulling him in the wrong direction. So, he's hit rock bottom. There aren't big expectations for him. I want youth and talent in that Steelers quarterback room for 2021. And I think this is a step in that direction.
Well, he's only 23. There's no question about that. And, you have Mason Rudolph there and Josh Dobbs behind Roethlisberger. And I suspect Roethlisberger will be back. And in that case, then you wonder what roles will be defined with Haskins here. They brought in Paxton Lynch. And Paxton Lynch was a different situation, although he was a first-round pick. And a lot of people felt. But he had gone to a couple of teams. And he just didn't look the part. You know what I mean, Andrew? He didn't have the mechanics that you would expect.
Yeah, he got cut because he couldn't play.
Right.
He got cut because he wasn't good enough. He was overdrafted. This guy got cut because of his behavior. He wasn't exhibiting professional skills. He didn't understand what it meant to be a pro.
Right.
Okay? He's not taking this like it's a job, like it's still a hobby for him or something to do in his spare time. So you hope that now he kind of gets a second chance and makes the most of it.
We'll see how it goes. But again, low risk, high reward possibility there with Dwayne Haskins. We'll talk about him. Want to hear what you have to say. Also, when we come back, we'll talk about the Penguins and their injuries. And we're going to see a young kid play most likely tomorrow. And he was a big piece of the Phil Kessel trade to Arizona. We'll talk about that. And your calls are on the way. It's 412-575-2600 right here live. Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call on Pittsburgh CW.